Hi everybody, Tashi here from Pixie Mommy's Reborns. Welcome back. To everybody new, hello and welcome. I just wanted to pop in and say hi this week, or hopefully I'll get more than one video in this week, but it's definitely been a few days. So, I was thinking I had a little topic. So, to those of you new, this is Athena, and she is one of my full-bodied silicone babies. She is the Pearl Sculpt by Noemie Roarks of Noe Art Dolls, and she was completed by Noemie. So, I had just changed Athena. She's wearing this adorable little Next sleeper that came in the 3-pack. And she's got her little, I forget what this little guy is called, but he's a jelly cat. He's a mouse. He actually came in, I'll show y'all because I happen to have it right here. This little basket. The mouse is supposed to go in this basket. This is the cozy kitty. I know that. But the little mouse goes in the basket. But cozy kitty looks cute in the basket too. And I just wanted the mouse, like, just, for a prop next to her. So I was making a reel on Instagram, and I was also looking at a reel that had come up in my feed that I wound up subscribing to the account because it was so cute, and I have seen it more than once over the past couple weeks. And that is the miniature food, or the little, like, miniature cooking. So let me know in the comments if any of you have seen that before, but it's kind of the first time that I've really seen it, or that I've seen it, like, being played with, on, for reels or videos and things like that. I mean, obviously, we've all seen the little tiny scale, like dollhouse things, but this was really cute. They had like a little working stove and a frying pan, and it was just amazing. And I noticed that the account had a YouTube channel, so I went and looked them up on YouTube as well. I think it's My Miniature Life or My Miniature World. I will put a link in the description of this video below, to those of you that want to go have a look. Definitely really cute, and it got me thinking about hobbies, because I was like, wow, this is just so adorable, and I'm like, I wonder if this stuff is hard to get, and so I just Googled it. I think like miniature cooking or miniature food, something like that. And yeah, came right up on Etsy. You can find all this miniature stuff. And I said, wow, if I didn't already have, like my main hobby that I'm so immersed in and love, I would probably start ordering miniature stuff because it's just so darn cute. So then that got me thinking about the dolls, and I was making a reel with Athena. And I am going to give Athena, I had already put the little KY on her posse because I knew at a certain point I might want to, let's see if I can do this with one hand, put this in because she's a crier. So it's kind of like, oh my goodness, it looks like she's laying there crying, and, now she looks a little happier, like maybe she's sleeping. So yeah, I did a reel with Athena, and so I was thinking to myself, about our hobby, or this hobby, to who's ever watching, which is, collecting. We call it the Reborn hobby, but, Reborn in silicone, or just, lifelike dolls. And it just, I don't know what was thought-provoking. Sorry, I'm distracted by listening to my dog, or dogs. Chloe! I know she's just sniffing you. Stop. My two girls. All right. So, now that I'm completely distracted by that and having to talk over my mouthy little chihuahua, I was thinking about the art of the hobby and, just what exactly it is, what exactly draws us so much into this hobby. And these dolls are absolutely works of art. So we play with them, collectors do, a variety of things with these dolls, depending on what type of collector you are. Some of us role play. I role play for my videos and photos and things, and I really, enjoy that part of it. Some people have them just, out on display, and, they don't really interact much with the dolls other than to maybe change their, outfits for the display, whatever. And there's kind of everything in between, and right down to the role play like I do, which is having, nursery furniture and accessories and shopping for baby clothes and baby items and all that, fun stuff. The dolls themselves are, they're hand sculpted. This is a full bodied silicone doll, but as far as like a reborn doll, let me see if I could get y'all to kind of go. I didn't vacuum in here yet, so excuse the mess, but just for reference for those of you that don't, that are might click on and just for seeing these dolls. So this is a reborn doll. So the reborns are vinyl. It's a vinyl head and limbs, and they are on a soft cloth body. Whereas the full-bodied silicones, and here's Oscar in here. I keep this covered a lot during the day because I don't want light, like it's in my living room, there's windows and, paintings and things fade over time. So I do keep them covered a bit. Like this is Stellan, and he was covered, in the chair there, the Charlie Crane. So Oscar's in little corner nursery nook here that I have for the moment. And he is another full-bodied silicone. So as you see, he's soft. These dolls are made of silicone. But it's all the same in that they are painted. They are hand sculpted works of art. So they're hand sculpted and then poured into whatever medium they're going to be, whether it be silicone or vinyl. And they truly are a moment captured in time. So you have, different sculpts, different expressions, different size, babies, and all of that. And the sculptor is, capturing that moment in time. So it's kind of like what vision they want to freeze the moment in time of a baby. Is it, a moment like Athena, who is crying, or Oscar, who is awake and has a more like curious, I need you kind of, look to him. And for those of us that love dolls, have probably, I think, everyone that I've ever talked to in this hobby that really, enjoys these dolls has always loved dolls, or most people. I think I've heard a few say that they didn't really have dolls as kids or weren't really interested in dolls as children, but most of us were very interested in dolls. And in addition, most of us really, really, really love babies, love children, love babies. A lot of us are parents, and do have kids. Some of us do not. But either way, it freezes that moment in time so that you can enjoy these huggable, lovable works of art. They're not toys. You'll see us doing the role play and, pretending, to feed them bottles and changing diapers and, all that sort of stuff. And that's, adult play. These are very expensive works of art. A main thing, I guess, complaint or something that people notice, coming into this hobby and looking at these dolls is that, wow, they are very, very expensive. And to get any type of lifelike doll, silicone, reborn, the ones that look extremely realistic, that feel extremely realistic, are going to be up there in price. And these are done. These are dolls are, are painted and, hand rooted, with a needle. The hair is, rooted into them. And these artists are extremely talented. Not only are they very, very talented, but a lot of them have been, working for many years perfecting their craft, to get to the, where they're going to produce something that's incredibly realistic like this. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of money in, materials and your supplies, and buying the, the kits, the blank kits alone of the dolls to paint and all of that. So, you're not just, paying for an artist, talent. You're not just paying for an artist's name. You're paying for the years that they have put into, again, perfecting their craft. So yeah, it really is art. It's not just, just get you over here to Athena again. They're not, they're not just toys. I know that people come to doll collectors videos, reborn videos, especially the role play ones, and often the silicone doll ones, and we'll get, maybe like younger folks that are checking out the dolls, and they're not quite understanding that it is art. And you can just tell by the questions in, like, I want to get one that opens and closes its eyes and poops and pees and does all this stuff, which is, of course, I mean, I haven't seen any silicone or reborn dolls that like open and close their eyes. I think that's more of like a baby doll type thing, like a realistic, baby doll. And there is a difference. A baby doll that is, mass produced, as opposed to an entirely handmade work of art, hand sculpted, hand painted, hand everything. So there's a difference. So yes, there is incredible realism in these dolls. And I think for a lot of us, I know for me, that is what really draws me in. So like Athena here, because she's a crier, that little face has always called to me. I believe when I started in the hobby, this sculpt was probably brand new at the time. And I know the full body, it's silicone. It's like it's a sold out edition. Artists will make editions of these dolls, the silicone dolls. And sometimes it's just a matter of how long the mold holds up. So they're usually rather small editions, from anywhere to, 5 to, 20 or so, give or take, any, in and around there. But yeah, so they are, of course, collectible, because once you have an edition that is sold out and you can no longer just go buy it from the artist, the only way that you're going to get that, sculpt is on the secondhand market. Some of them that are popular, that have sold out fast, that are, really highly sought after, may become more valuable. I think for the most part, we do tend to lose money in reselling in this hobby. And I think, and you can all let me know in the comments, because it's something I think we all probably ponder as to, like, why, like most hobbies, when you invest in something collectible, you expect that it's going to appreciate in value over time. And when it's sold out, if it's a small edition, and if it's something rare, you expect that it's going to go up in value, right? And a lot of us find in this hobby, I don't think any of us collect expecting to, um, make money, or that it's like an investment in that way. We're doing it for the love of the hobby. I think, anyway. But and, like I said, there are those occasions with specific dolls that, that they may go up in value. And of course, like anything, it's how much, someone is willing to pay for something. So, the right buyer at the right time, it just, can happen that way. But for the most part, we do tend to take a loss, sometimes quite a great loss. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we do play with these works of art. Um, it's almost like driving a car out of the showroom. When you get a doll brand new from the artist, and let's take, for instance, a prototype doll. The prototypes come out before the kit is released to artists, to, create, to paint that sculpt. So the prototype artists have done the prototypes to show what the kit can look like painted and everything, and that does the advertising, and the prototypes get sold. So the collectors that are buying the prototype dolls they're getting to have that sculpt first. They're getting to have that doll, months and months ahead of time, before anyone else is going to have it. And that in itself, it's a luxury. We really do fall in love. It's like, for a collector that sees a baby that captures their heart. So, like, when I looked and saw Athena, my heart just melted. And, I just fell in love and felt like I have to, bring that baby home. Athena, I actually adopted from a friend of mine, another collector, that and she was her first mommy. She did get Athena directly from Noemie. So Athena was, and this collector keeps her dolls absolutely pristine. She doesn't role play at all. So, Athena was like as new, when I got her, but um yeah, there's just something to be said often from bringing the baby home directly from the artist as opposed to going onto the secondary market. Again, it's often going to depreciate a bit in value. If you can get back what you paid, you're doing great. And if you do keep your collection pristine and take very good care of your collection, of course that is helpful. I role play, but I also have, I don't want to say a large collection because I think that just depends on perspective. But I have many dolls. I don't just have one or two or even three that, I have a lot of dolls too. I don't have a number exactly on my collection. I have a lot of Reborn. Some of them are even in my hope chest. I have like a airtight sealed hope chest in my bedroom, and that just I wrap them up and they go in there. So a doll that eh, I don't want them just all sitting out. So, sometimes I will rotate them, or it just depends on my mood. But that's one of the benefits to having your collection grow, is then you have dolls to change and take photos and do things with, and it's not the constant wear and tear on just one or two or three dolls, that sort of thing. So it just, it all depends. That's the benefit to it. For me, I still enjoy, I've really been enjoying my silicones lately, and so yeah, changing them and taking the passy in and out of their mouth, and doing, videos with the bottle in their mouth and things like that. Like all of those things, it is still wear and tear on your work of art. Um, but they are, in fact, work of art. And I think that we get attached to our belongings, right? When we collect something, if things are special to us and they have meaning, we're attached to those inanimate objects. Like anything else you would collect, I guess. If you collect, say, crystals, you may have your favorite ones, and you might have one that you had from childhood, and you may have one that was a special gift from a friend, and you may have one that you love the energy off of, and it's they are precious to you, they are valuable to you. You don't, you would be upset if something happened to them or you lost them. It's the same thing with these dolls. I think that there it's not, there's no like weird attachment thing like that anybody thinks that they are real babies, or that they have real, needs or anything like that. I think it's just a matter of we fall in love. We pick the dolls that are very specific to us, that, kind of tug at our heartstrings. Um, that the dolls that we, love the art in, the different sculpts, the different painting styles, and all of that. So what we're drawn to, and, what catches our eye the most, what we want and what we're interested in, we look to bring home. And it is exciting when you bring one of these dolls home, because it's like, you're you're pretending, that it's a baby that you're bringing home, adopting a new baby, so to speak. And depending on how you, you know, role play in your head, I guess, it depends on if you're looking at it like I'm adding another beautiful doll to my collection or I'm bringing a baby home to my nursery. I look at it like I'm bringing a new baby home to my nursery, because it's all fun and part of why I love the hobby. And, so lately, to those of you that have been with me a while, I'm very content with my collection, and I'm really learning to enjoy what I have, the dolls that I have. It's fun to bring new babies home and the thrill of it all and the excitement and the box opening and all of that stuff. Is a huge adrenaline rush, and it's awesome. It's part of it. But there is something to be said for, sitting back and like for where the point that I'm at, where, I've had a lot of dolls come in and out of my nursery for, a couple years at least. I had box openings like every week. It was cray cray. I now know what floats my boat. I now know, what my personal preferences are in size of a baby and, what I like in a sculpt, the things that ping my heart. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to tell until you get them home, and some of it is how they feel in your arms. And, there's a lot of factors that go into what makes us, love a doll. So now that I have my preferences a little more refined and what my taste is, now I'm able to, sit back and enjoy and have fun, doing a little bit more investing in the clothing and the, accessories and furniture and all of that. Whereas in the beginning of my collecting, I was much more focused on just the dolls themselves, just bringing home new dolls, buying and selling, seeing sculpts and artist work and all of that. And I did enjoy the clothing and accessories too, but it was secondary. I certainly didn't spend near as much on, clothing items and accessories as I do now. So yeah, we kind of grow with the hobby and change as we go along, but I think the bottom line for all of us is it is art. It is amazing art. And of course, now that I've been painting myself, painting Reborns, although I have a sculpt here that I am just dying to start, but I need at least a, chunk of time. And I want to really start now painting during the day and on sunny days. Whereas, previously in the beginning while I was practicing and stuff, like I could just paint all night long, under good light. Now I really, really, really want to get down to, using that daylight. And I really want to like hone in on, taking my time and that sort of stuff. So, when I get a morning or afternoon, I'll get going, I'll get started. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited, like, because it's a sculpt that I've wanted forever. And, well, I should sharing a little bit more behind the scenes, in my memberships. And of course, once I get started, I do then amp up and, share works in progress and what's going on and all of that. I've been in kind of like a little bit of a lull, but that's also the time of year and all that. But now we are in the home stretch towards spring and nicer weather, so I'll be perking up a bit, hopefully. I'm very glad that I survived the winter, or, it's not over yet, but I've done quite well this year with the depression, as opposed to previous years. So I am happy about that, but it's still been a struggle. And this last leg of it is just like, whew, but I'm getting there. And lastly, to anyone who's hung out to the end, and possibly Anna Nation, I just wanted to give you a shout out, honey. Anna has been with my channel a very long time, and she was going for some dental work, and we share in common the true fear of that and the anxiety of, beforehand and all of that. And I believe, Anna, you were going in on Monday. It is now Wednesday. So I am praying that you are home watching this, recouping, resting, and feeling a whole lot better. I hope everything went well. You definitely were in my prayers, because I know, I think if you don't experience that, if you don't have like a PTSD from certain situations as far as dental work, then you won't understand the true, what a big deal it is. But anyway, so I'm going to end off there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell to all, so that you know when I next upload. Check out the description. It'll have the link for the mini thing that I saw. In addition, there is a link if you'd like to follow me on Instagram to see the reel that I made with Athena and all the babies in my collection. I'm super active on Instagram, and I have behind the scenes subscriptions on Instagram. I also have behind the scenes the Pixie Squad membership for my YouTube channel. You could check that out by clicking the blue join button next to subscribe. All right, everyone. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. Chat away in the comments. Feel free to add, let me know your thoughts on the topic. And yeah, we'll see you all next time. God bless.